Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So we finally have version 38.2 April release notes. Is it April? Yeah, it is April. Okay, so let's break them down, and it is actually fairly straightforward considering for what's happening. There are some unexpected changes as well, but first things first, we obviously have Shocker and Sandman joining the contest. We already knew that. We have the animation reveal earlier today, and I was surprised that Lizard was not there, but Shocker was. But as I was adamantly told by my dear favorite viewers, apparently Shocker has a fairly sizable fan following as well. So there will be people happy with the Shocker. Based on animations, I must say that Sandman, though, looked amazing. Shocker is kind of middle of the pack, but Sandman was so cool. Then we have Sinister Vault side event, regular side event this time around. I will make a separate video for it either later today or tomorrow to cover the rewards and everything else, but it's going to be fairly straightforward. And here we go, the new champions. And here we have the biggest change here. New daily quest Apothecary. And it is no secret that this is a really controversial change that Kabam is going with. I believe the ratio was about 96 point some percent disagreed with what Kabam is doing to the revive farm, and obviously they're nerfing the revive farm, compensating with this Apothecary. Now, no news on Apothecary rewards being updated, so basically you will be able to get one revive daily from it if you choose to do so. But my biggest gripe, or second biggest gripe, aside from the absolutely lackluster potion and revives that you can earn in it, is Kabam adding yet another daily grindy annoying thing in the game, and I just think it makes the game feel more tedious. Some sort of tiny new daily quest for revive is the last thing that we need in the game, because you have more than enough of those already, and the game kind of requires a lot of commitment on daily basis for you to have another thing to kind of go and clear out every day. So I'm definitely not a fan of this revive change at all, which is the reason I'm currently not spending anything at all in the game. I think it has been about 10 days since Kabam announced it, 10 days since I haven't spent a penny, and 10 days since Kabam has ignored all of this controversy. But yet, here they are going ahead with the change, despite 50 pages of summoner feedback and over 100,000 views on that thread. They just do not care. Either way, I'll cover that topic, I'm sure, in the future yet again. But the next thing is Act 8.2 is announced. It is coming later this month. Typically, that always pretty much means second week. So first week, we get our side event and the monthly event quest. And then the second week is when we get Apothecary, which in this case, I believe would mean like 12th or something similar to that. So basically the Wednesday after the update, not next Wednesday, the following Wednesday, which again, I think is 10th or 12th. I don't have a calendar in front of me, and this new PC setup is making it a bit tricky for me. Oh, never mind. I think I found a calendar. No, I didn't. My bad. it should be the second weekend. Okay. Being said, we can move on. Here, summoner engagement. This is a change that I did not see coming, and I'm kind of unsure. I think I'll be looking forward to it, I guess. But the point is that the brand new 7-day alliance event replaces all of the existing 1, 3, and 5-day alliance events, rewarding you for your alliance and your alliance with some of the most valuable resources in the game. And yeah, that's as it sounds. Basically, there will be no more daily or 3-day events or 5-day events. And all of those rewards will be chummed into one single event. And I think overall, I probably prefer this, because when it comes to Alliance 1, 3, and 5-day, well, no, actually, I wish they did it to solo events more so than the Alliance events, because I do not necessarily want to, grind when I'm supposed to grind or do event quest completion when I'm supposed to do. But this is fair enough as well. It's just to remove the clutter, I suppose. And if the rewards are the same, ultimately, it's just something that makes it, again, a bit less clicky, a bit more clear. And I don't mind that change. I think it's neat. I think they could or should do the similar thing with solo events, where we just have a week-long solo engagement summoner event, where instead of, having individual level up on this day, or grind arena on this day, or do event quest on that day, They should definitely do the same thing for solo events. But this is a start, so I do not mind that at all. Then we have a champion update, and that's Spider-Man Classic. Now, I have not checked whether they have improved on the buff yet. As we know that the Spider-Man buff was extremely underwhelming when it was initially showcased to us by CCP folk. I have not checked whether the buff has been updated or it has not. I will be making my next video about this topic where I will be checking out what has changed Spider-Man Classic. That being said, this time around, we actually do have quite significant bug fixes. And one of the bigger ones, I suppose, is the crossfight abilities no longer disappear after disconnecting from the fight. This has been a very big issue for like years in the game, and I'm glad that they're finally getting around to fix it. I'm very happy about that. That's definitely notable. But there is also something that is going to be extremely frustrating. Well, this isn't it, though. Another change to the game that's coming is that reverted some one-star champions to pre-work kits. Black Panther, Gamora, Hawkeye, Juggernaut, due to difficulty in Act 1. I don't think most people care, but yeah, basically one-star champions will have their original kits back. And if they were buffed or have been buffed. And I think pretty much every champion has been buffed from the existing one-stars, or almost every champion. However, the big good thing, I suppose, is that Stand Your Ground will now correctly work against unblockable attacks. Because currently, Stand Your Ground could trigger against unblockable heavies. And they are like adding a line in the description to specifically say that Stand Your Ground will no longer function against unblockables. There is a very, very, very nasty change, though, that I'm definitely not a fan of. And I think is a perfect example of Kabam's two-facing type of thing, where if you think long and hard enough, you can justify anything however you want. And it's kind of silly if you think about it for a second. But it's also something that's detrimental to the players. It's going to be something that is very annoying, and 9 times out of 10 will be making our experience kind of worse off. And to explain here, so we have Power Snack, Masochism, and Buffet were changed to instant passives from instant buffs to match Conflictor. First of all, if you have 3 nodes that work one way, 1 node that works the other way, surely you change the odd one out. Since the beginning of the game, Buffet and Masochism always worked as buffs, and it always feed the Mystic Dispersion, so on and so forth. And then came Conflictor, and all of a sudden it didn't. It was odd, which made Conflictor harder to deal with, because again, it doesn't trigger, Mystic Dispersion, for example, or doesn't interact with many other abilities. And then instead of changing the odd one out, they effectively turbocharge the other 3 nodes. So after the next month, Power Snack, Masochism, and Buffet will be nastier nodes, harder to deal with, because they will be coded as passives, not buffs anymore. So no interaction with champions that have abilities that trigger when opponent gains buffs, or the buffs expire, will work anymore. So they're all making them harder. And again, just think of the hypocrisy here. We are changing all of the other nodes to match this new one, this latest one, to be in line or something like that. Right? Obviously, it should have been done other way around, where Conflictor counts as a buff, just like the rest of them. But that would be helpful to the player base. That would make Conflictor an easier node to deal with in most cases. Therefore, they're going to change all of the nodes to be harder, and somehow try and say it's like, oh, we're just making them all the same. Like, you're literally changing all of the nodes to match one. But okay, whatever. It is typical Kabam thing to do. So other than that, that is pretty much it. Obviously, we're still going to have all the regular shenanigans. Battleground season is going to start at some point there. Alliance War season is full on swing. And there is no announcement for 7 stars. which kind of surprised me. I was kind of expecting 7th announcement to be somewhere in here as well. Might not be too late. I still expect them to see next month, more likely than not. But yeah, the big thing obviously is that 8.2 is finally coming to the game. It's been a while. I think it's overdue. Everybody's waiting for it, and the fact that we have Apothecary now. That's pretty much it that you need to know for the next month. As I said, I will make a separate video for the Spidey buff, and I will check out on the new monthly event as well. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys soon. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the